Let's see the next topic in general science, and this will be excretory system in biology. Okay, so before proceeding, let's see what are the types of questions which are asked in the exam. Okay, so the first one is very basics about excretion. What are the waste and what are the waste product which are excreted by different animals. Okay, and the very important one is the human excretory system. What are the parts and the function of each of the part. And in humans excretory system, kidney is one of the important organ, okay, which is generally asked in the exam about its internal structure and the function. Okay, and afterwards the output, which is basically urine, you should know what is the chemical composition, volume, color and pH, etc. And afterwards hemodialysis, which is also known as artificial kidney, and how this hemodialysis is done. Okay, the very basic, not as a complete biology student. Okay, and afterwards you should know the kidney related disorders like kidney stone and gouts. Okay, so these are the important types of questions which are asked in this chapter. Okay, so the first question, the primary excretory product of dash is uric acid. Okay, so uric acid is one of the metabolic waste. Okay, human also excrete uric acid but in very less quantity, but he is talking about the primary excretory product. Okay, it is the birds, okay, it is the birds whose primary excretory product is uric acid. Okay, and if you talk about mammals like humans and cows, it is basically urea. Okay, urea is the primary excretory product. What about fish? Fish, the main excretory product is ammonia. Okay, all these are the nitrogenous waste. Okay, whether you talk about urea, uric acid or ammonia, all these are nitrogenous waste. Okay, and it is the birds which secrete uric acid. Okay, so those who have given option B, they are right. And all such pointers we have seen in our theory class where we discuss about excretion. Excretion means it is basically removal of waste in form of solid, liquid and gas from the body, and it is different from the egestion. Egestion, as you know, it is the removal of undigested food. Okay, so there are different type of metabolic waste, like carbon dioxide, if you talk, which is the gas which human being and animals excrete. It is also one of the waste. Okay, and it is a byproduct of the respiration and expelled through lung. Okay, so lung is also one excretory organ which excrete carbon dioxide. Okay, and how about water? So the excess water which is not utilized by the body, it is either expelled through sweat, through skin, or as a urine through kidney. Okay, so kidney is also one excretory organ, skin is also one excretory organ. Okay, but the primary, if it talks, it is a kidney. Okay, so kidney not only it removes the water, it also remove the nitrogenous waste. Okay, the nitrogenous waste, as I told you, there are 3 nitrogenous waste, out of which ammonia is very toxic and it is excreted by aquatic animals, amoeba, paramecium, including fish and other animals. Okay, so aquatic animals, they secrete ammonia. Okay, and if you talk about bird and reptiles, they secrete uric acid, and human or the mammals excrete urea. This you should know. Okay, urea is the nitrogenous waste which is excreted by the mammals. And how urea is produced? It is basically detoxification. Our body also produce ammonia, but it is converted into urea in the liver. Okay, so liver is also one excretory organ, right? So liver, kidney, skin, lungs, all are excretory organ in human, but the kidney is the main excretory organ. Okay, so let's see the next question. Which of the following is not an excretory organ? Okay, just now I told you everything. Kidney is also excretory organ. It removes the excess water. Liver is also one excretory organ. It basically detoxify, convert ammonia into urea, which is passed through kidney and excreted through urine. The next one is the lung. Lung is excretory organ in the form of gas, so it releases CO2 as a byproduct of the respiration. Okay, and finally spleen. Spleen is not an excretory organ. Okay, it is not an excretory organ. Okay, so option D is the right answer. Let's see the next question. The filtration unit of human kidney are what? So human kidney is the primary excretory organ. Okay, and this question I am marking, it is very important. Okay, so the filtration unit, the functional and structural unit of the kidney are known as nephron. Okay, it is not neurons or neutrons. Okay, it is a nephron. Nephron is found in the kidney, whereas if you talk about neuron, which are basically the unit of the brain. Okay, so nephron is the right answer. Don't confuse with the neurons. Just see the spelling. It is nephron, it is neuron. Okay, so option B is the right answer. And the very important one is the different parts of the excretory system. We have covered everything in detail in our theory class. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to highlight only the important points. The first one, that there are 4 parts basically. We have 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, and 1 urinary bladder and urethra. So if you see this diagram, so these are the kidney, these are the ureters, this is the bladder, this is the urethra. Okay, and the main purpose of the kidney is to filter the blood. So blood comes into the kidney and it purifies the blood. Okay, so how much blood it purifies? It purifies 1500 liter of blood and excrete 1.5 liter of urine per day. That is very important. Okay, so human excrete 1.5 liter urine per day. Okay, and the very important, as I told you, it is the structural unit nephron, and nephron has again many structures in it. I am not going to give you in detail in today's session, but you should just see the name. These names are very important. Okay, and in this, one more thing is there, that is arteries and vein. Okay, so renal artery is there, which basically connects hearts to the kidney. Okay, and renal vein, which connects kidney to heart. Okay, so as you know that artery means the blood vessel which is away from the heart. Okay, so it is basically the carry oxygenated blood which passes through the kidney. Okay, and renal vein, as you know, it contain deoxygenated blood. It passes from kidney to heart. Okay, one more vein is the hepatic vein, which has the highest concentration of urea. These are the very important pointers from exam point of view. Okay, so this question, like if you are going for SSC, CHSL or 10+2 level, then this question is very important. Otherwise you can skip this question. Okay, so basically it wants you to know about the structure of nephron. Okay, so as I told you that renal artery, which is basically the artery which come from the heart to the kidney. Okay, so A is the renal artery. Okay, so if you see option A and B, those two have renal artery, so these are eliminated. Okay, so this is the renal artery which come into this part. What is this part? This part is called glomerulus. Okay, glomerulus. Okay, so if you go option B, it is glomerulus. Then it is encapsulated in the Bowman's capsule, that is C, and finally it went out through the vein. Okay, so option B is the right answer. Let's see the next question. Which of the following sequence of events occur during the formation of urine? Okay, so you know that blood comes into the kidney. Okay, so in the kidney, first thing it does is a filtration. Okay, so it is going to remove all the waste which is basically need to be excreted through urine. Okay, afterward one more filtration is there, which is basically called reabsorption. Whatever the nutrients which are not filtered through this filtration process are going to be reabsorbed by the after glomerulus, that PCT is there. Okay, one more organ is there. Afterward it is going to secrete the urine. Okay, so option B is the right answer. Let's see. A healthy human being excrete which of the following following liter of urine in 24 hours. Okay, so in 24 hours you should remember it is 1.5 liter. So human being excrete 1.5 liter in 24 hours. Okay, with the normal intake of water. Okay, 1.5 liter. Okay, and we have seen a various pointer related to urine. That normal range of urine it is 1.5 liter per day. Okay, with a normal fluid intake of 2 liters per day. Okay, so if you are taking 2 liters of water per day, you are going to excrete 1.5 liter per day of urine. And the very important one for all the exam, it is a chemical composition. Okay, so as you can see 95% is water. After the main waste product is urea, that is 2.5%. Afterwards the other waste it is 2.5%. okay, so 95% is water, 2.5% is the urea. And sometimes he can ask you why the urine color is pale yellow. It is due to presence of pigment called urochrome or urobilin. Okay, urochrome, chrome means color, euro means yellow, pale yellow. Okay, so urochrome or urobilin. And the pH is slightly acidic. It is 6, around 6 the pH value of urine. Okay, which of the following chemical is responsible for yellow color in urine? Just now I told you it is urochrome or urobilin. Okay, so option A is the right answer. Then it's dialysis. Dialysis is a process to remove excess waste product from the blood when normal function of kidney is affected. Yes, we know that this process known as dialysis. So he wants a correct sequence of dialysis. Okay, so these are the steps. Okay, so these are the steps. You need to have a proper sequence of these steps. Okay, so before answering to this question, let us see what exactly is hemodialysis. Hemo as a word suggests that it is blood. Dialysis means purification. Okay, so you are basically doing the artificial purification of blood when kidney fails. Okay, so when your kidney is not able to filter the blood, it is going to be filtered artificially through dialysis machine, which is also known as artificially kidney. And it basically based on the principle of osmosis. And if you see this diagram, the sequence goes like this. First the doctor will take the vein from the artery, because artery carries the oxygenated blood and all the waste product. So it is going first, it is the line from the artery. When then patient blood is passed through a tank with the dialysing fluid. So if it goes to this dialysing machine, and it is going to filter all the fluid except blood. Okay, it is going to filter the blood except the waste. Okay, so waste is going to be thrown out, and the again filtered blood is passed through the renal vein. Okay, so let's see the answer. So the first one is line from artery, so option C. So C should be first, so you eliminate option C and option D. Afterward, patient blood passed through tank with dialysing fluid. Yes, B. So again these two options are correct. Afterward, D, waste product. Yes, it is option A. Okay, so A, just now in the theory I told you everything, so the same points are put in this question. Okay, the major chemical compound found in human kidney stone. Okay, kidney stone is one of the disease of the kidney where some of the crystals are formed on the kidney which block the filtration process. Okay, so kidney stones are basically the oxalate of the calcium. It is calcium oxalate. Okay, kidney stone, the main chemical compound is calcium oxalate. And there are other kidney disorder like kidney stones, renal failure, uremia, and gout. Gout is one important disease which has basically the excess amount of uric acid. If your body is forming uric acid in excess amount, it is known as gout. Okay, and uremia is what? When there is accumulation of urea in blood, so it is going to be dialysis is done because your kidney is malfunctioned, it is not able to filter urea. Okay, a renal failure is one vast disease where your kidney is not functioning, so in that case transplantation is only the solution. Okay, kidney stone, as I told you, the main component which is calcium oxalate is generally asked in the exam. Okay.